What's going on, guys? Today we got some Icon Domination gameplay in the background, and I'm sorry for not uploading for the last God knows how long. I'm really looking forward to the Black Ops 4 reveal on Thursday, I think it is, or in about 3 to 4 days, and I think it's going to be interesting to see what goes on and how they go about things and what sort of changes they're going to make this year and all that sort of good stuff. But today's topic brings up something that I've wanted to talk about for a while, and that is player attention when it comes to video games this year. In my opinion, I feel like 90% of video games have failed miserably at keeping player attention. Now, I don't know whether that's because, for me at least, I don't know whether that's because I'm sort of getting to the point where I don't want to be playing Call of Duty all the time, I don't want to be playing the same games all the time, or whatever. I have no clue. I have absolutely no idea if that's why I'm feeling this way, but I want to know from you guys, do you feel like this is the same thing for you? Is it the fact that player attention in these games is getting so low because basically 90% of the content is DLC or whatever? Or is it something that you believe in that, you know, stop shooting, please? God damn it, I hate when that happens. Why did my teammates just get A? I don't know why my teammates just flipped the spawns like that. That was stupid of them. But okay, whatever floats your boat, teammates. I don't really give a shit anymore. But yeah, I feel like a lot of video games this year are struggling to keep players. I think Destiny 2, Black Ops 3, just any video game that came out this year, World War 2, Battlefield, all these sort of games that have come out this year. I know Battlefield didn't come out this year, but whatever. And I feel like there's a lot of games that are really struggling when it comes to the player attention, and I don't know whether that's because everyone's getting bored of the loot crate systems and the supply drops and all that sort of good stuff, or whether people are just getting bored of specific genres of games. This year we saw a massive explosion. This year we saw a massive explosion in the games in the Battle Royale category. Last year they didn't do so well, but when Fortnite came out and everyone started playing PUBG and Fortnite all the time, you know, that category just blew up like crazy. And I don't know whether that's because people want a change and a different style of gameplay from the games that they are playing. I honestly have no idea if that's the case or not. Oh my god! Oh my... I can't believe I just hit that. That was so clean. I can't believe how clean that was. That quad feed was up for so long. Oh my god. That was so nice. But yeah, I don't know whether people just want a change. People want... What's with the collapse through there? Holy... Oh my god, I was going off there. Holy crap, man. So yeah, I feel like this game is sort of getting to the point where it's losing players, it's losing the players' retention. People are looking forward to Black Ops now, and people aren't really looking forward to like the DLC 4 or DLC 3 in this game. They're just looking forward to Black Ops, and I mean, it's fair enough. Like, I feel like, what? Teammate, you were literally there. I don't know how you missed that guy, but okay. So I feel like, you know, a lot of people are looking forward to the other games that are coming out and not necessarily the DLC for this game or the DLC for any of the other games that are coming out. I feel, or any of the DLCs that are around right now, I just don't think people are really looking for DLC anymore. I think what they need to do is they need to change the model for Call of Duty, and they need to change the model for some of the other games, because a season pass should more than likely get weapons and other stuff now, and not necessarily you know, just extra maps and stuff like that. I feel like the extra maps thing is so old now that the whole season pass system needs changing. I feel like the extra maps, yeah, it's cool, and yeah, some people will still buy it for the extra maps, like myself, if I'm really enjoying that game, but it splits the player base too much, and that's where, if people are getting into bad situations and bad lobbies, that people are going to sort of like, just be like, you know what, I'm going to go and I'm going to move on from whatever, and I'm not gonna be too fussed about it. I'm just gonna go and obviously make sure that I'm playing the game for what I am, and I'm not gonna buy the season pass or the DLC, because if I want the other weapons in the game, I'd rather have the base amount of maps and then just be able to buy, you know, 40 quid's worth of supply drops or $40 worth of supply drops instead of buying the season pass. Now, if they changed it so the season pass was all of the weapons, I feel like they would have had a much better sort of retention in that way, because everyone would get, you know, the maps for the DLC and everything. Why are you there? Really? That's how you're gonna play? Okay, well, like I said, I feel like they would have had a much better player retention if they were doing that. In that regard, I feel like it would have been a lot better for the player base and a lot better for practically everyone, in all honesty, to give everyone that sort of base amount of maps from the start. You get all the DLC maps for free, and then like afterwards you sort of like get some of the extra content by having the season pass. You don't have to necessarily worry okay. You don't necessarily have to worry about having, you know, not having all the weapons or not having all the maps or anything, because you're gonna get all the maps anyway, and if you buy the season pass, you will probably get like the base variant of every single weapon. That's how I would like to see it go, but obviously they've got to make money off supply drops, so that's what some of their aim is to make a little bit of money off supply drops and stuff like that. And I mean, it's fair enough, but I feel like there is much better ways of doing it. So, I mean, that's just my opinion, like I said. And I should have had that kill in my opinion, but whatever. And I feel like that's a much better way of doing things. Maybe then we will see games lasting a lot longer, because everyone's going to have new maps coming all the time. You're not going to have to buy the season pass or buy the DLC or anything like that to get all the maps. You're not going to have to spend that extra money if you don't want to. And if you want to grind the game out to get new weapons and stuff like that and actually, you know, have all the maps and play the game for free, then that's up to you. That's like something that you can do with this sort of system that I'm on about. Like, I feel like that is a better system than the one we have currently, and I think that the one we have currently really sort of alienates some players. And I feel like that's maybe why, with a game like Call of Duty World War II that didn't have that many maps on release and stuff like that, people got bored of the base maps. They couldn't be bothered waiting for the DLC maps to come out. And especially when they said, you know what, we're not going to even release 4 multiplayer maps, which is what you want. We're going to release 3 and a war map. So a game that was already sort of down on maps was down on maps even more when it came to just the base multiplayer modes. So I feel like if they would have changed the systems that they were using a little bit and stuff like that, I feel like it would have been, you know, a better way of doing things. But who am I to say that, you know, the game wasn't going to do that well anyway, because people just didn't like the way everything was implemented at the start of the game. Because that was one of my major complaints with this game right at the get-go, was the fact that we couldn't really play with every single style of play, and it was limited, very limited. There was a lack of customization across the board, and, you know, when it came to practically every aspect of the game. And I think that that is something that made the game suffer in some aspects as well, were some of the other games that we had in the previous years or whatever, have been really good in throwing loads of customization at us from the start, loads of weapons, loads of variants, giving us loads of challenges and stuff to grind, which Infinite Warfare really did well, but loads of people just don't give Infinite Warfare credit for. Like, Infinite Warfare was one of the best games, in my opinion, of keeping people playing, keeping people going, and just keeping people coming back to the game to play more and more of it. Because if you played Infinite Warfare, you guys will know, one challenge and you had a DLC weapon. You had the base variant. You did one challenge which was like, get so many kills with SMG or something, and it was like, yeah, here's that weapon. If you want any of variants for the brand new DLC weapons, you've got to go into supply drops or get lucky. Fair enough, but at least you got the base variant, which was the thing that people wanted the most out of it. People really want that base variant of them weapons, and I feel like in World War II and Black Ops 3, they sort of just didn't give us that option. So, I mean, I know that Call of Duty World War II did implement the system from, Modern Warfare Remastered or whatever, and it is a decent system. It's not perfect, that's for sure, but I feel like they really need to think the system over, do what Infinite Warfare did, and make the game work for the player like that game did, because it really did work for the player, that game. It worked to make you come back to the game, and it kept my retention throughout the whole life cycle of the game, regardless of how good of a game you think it was or not. For me, it was a great game, and it really did, keep my retention throughout the lifespan of the game's life cycle. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that thumbs up button, leave comments and feedback down below on what you think of this topic, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.